What's going on, guys? This is Seth Forge here, and today I am back with another college football prediction video, and this time I'll be talking about the Texas Longhorns going on the road to face off the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are the current national reigning champions of the 2024-2025 college football season. And this is going to be a revenge game for Texas, and also this is going to be a very big game for Ohio State because both teams definitely lost a lot of talent from both sides, especially Ohio State with their defense and, of course, their quarterback, Will Howard, who's gone to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL, and, of course, Quinn Ewers has gone to Miami Dolphins. But we all know who the key guy, the quarterback for the Texas Longhorns is going to be. It's going to be Arch Manning. And, of course, both teams had a great seasons last year, and especially Ohio State, though fans were angry at Ohio State because they lost to Michigan, and then they said, you know what, screw this, we're going to dominate in the playoffs, and yet they did. They just dismantled everybody, almost everybody. Like Notre Dame was a little close, but not close enough to win. So the Ohio State Buckeyes won the national championship in the first ever year of the 12-team playoffs. So as a further ado, let's go ahead and go through the season. I like to do the slideshows, which every single time I make a prediction videos, it's a lot easier to make than to just go based off of my thoughts and everything else. I tried it the best I could with stats and, of course, with players, who's going to play, who's not going to play, and just also the transfer portal and stuff like that. All right, so last season record, both teams had great seasons. Texas went 13-3, 7-1, lost in the third round of the playoffs, which is the semifinals, to who? The Ohio State Buckeyes, 28-14. It was a close game, I think, in the first half, but then Ohio State just pretty much took over, and they couldn't be stopped on offense. And of course, Texas just couldn't handle a few missed plays at the red zone that cost them a lot, just to be close against Ohio State. And of course, Ohio State, they went 14-2, 7-2 overall in the conference. They won the national championship, though they lost to Michigan, so they didn't go to the. I think Penn State went to the Big Ten championship. Anyways, beat Notre Dame in the national championship game, which was 34-23. So overall, both teams had a great season. Though Texas won the national championship, Ohio State got it. And of course, even though their fans wanted Ryan Day gone, it is what it is. All right, so the last meeting was back in 2024, the third round of the playoffs, which is semifinals. Of course, Ohio State won 28-14, and the series is tied 2-2. And I looked this up, and I thought that Ohio State and Texas maybe have played a lot more, but I guess they didn't. They haven't really played too much, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. I think these two schools would play back then a lot more frequently, just because they're big, prominent schools. But I guess not. So it is what it is. Okay, so the coaches comparison. We got Steve Sarkisian has done a great job at Texas from building up from a horrible their last resume at Texas. He at 4 years at Texas, he has 2 playoff appearances, and of course he went 38-17 so far in his 4 years with Texas. And of course Ryan Day has had a fantastic career, even though some fans have got tired of him. They always lose. They've lost to Michigan for the past 3 or 4 years. And, of course, they haven't done well in the playoffs. But now they can't hate Ryan Day after last year because they have now one title under his belt. He has 2 playoff appearances, 7 years at 7 years. Let me redo that one. All right, my bad, because I kind of copy and paste sometimes, so I'm not perfect. 7 years at Ohio State. 2 playoff appearances, 1 national title, and of course his record is 70-10. Really, really impressive if you ask me. Over 7 years at Ohio State. All right, the location will be at Ohio Stadium, which is, the time will be at 12 p.m. Eastern time. I know a lot of people probably wanted it later to make it a primetime game. I mean, still 12 o'clock is still a primetime game, but preferably I like to have a 3:30 or a 7 o'clock game. If you ask me, I'm not a fan of these big noon type games. All right, so the players who went to the NFL, 14 players got drafted or signed from Ohio State. A lot of key players, especially on defense and, of course, on offense. We got Emeka Egbuka, drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We got Donovan Jackson, guard, drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. Tyleik Williams, Josh Simmons, Jukins, Travion Henderson, JT Tomalu, Cody Simon, Lathan Ransom, Jack Sawyer, Ty Hamilton, Jordan Hancock, Denzel Burke, and Will Howard. You got a lot of these key guys who were playing both on offense and both on defense. A lot of these starters definitely made a huge impact last year, and of course, they're all gone. So look to see for Ohio State to be kind of fairly new in their offense and defensive schemes. Then we got players drafted by Texas. They had 13 players drafted, 3 in the first round. We got Kelvin Banks Jr., we got Jade Barron, we got Matthew Golden, Quinn Ewers, Gunnar Helm, Byron Sorrell, Alfred Collins, Andrew Mambuka, Vernon Broughton, Cameron Williams, Jaden Blue, Hayden Connor, and Isaiah Bond, who I believe got drafted, or no, he got signed. So there you have it with these guys who got drafted and signed for the NFL draft this past month. So yeah, a lot of key guys, a lot of key players from both schools definitely made huge impacts. Will be greatly lost for both teams. Though now we have the portal tracker who are transferring out for both schools. We got Ohio State. We got Aaron Nolan who transfers to South Carolina. So I guess he got bounced out from the QB battle and decided, you know what, I'm gonna be gone. I don't want to be a bench anymore, so I'm going to try to play for South Carolina. We got defensive back Kelvin Simpson Hunt, transfers to Baylor. We got offensive tackle Georgia Fitzpatrick to Kansas State. We got defensive edge rusher Mitchell Melton to Virginia. Then for Texas, we got Bert Auburn, who almost choked it for against Arizona State, transfers to Miami. And, of course, we got Malik Agbo, transfers to West Virginia. Jonte Cook, transfers to Washington, and of course we got Tyler Lee Savage, and I guess I didn't pay attention to that, so he transfers to somewhere. You guys can look it up on 3. So a lot of typos sometimes in my presentations, but it is what it is. All right, so we got portal tracker transferring in. We got Bo Atkinson, who played for UNC, which is my team. He's a great, solid defensive edge rusher. We got C.J. Donaldson from West Virginia, Max Clare from Purdue. We got offensive tackle Justin Terry from West Virginia. Then for Texas, we got Matthew Caldwell from Troy. Then we got Murad Watson from Syracuse. Then we got defensive lineman Lavon Johnson, and of course from Maryland, and Emmett Mosley from Stanford. So there you guys have it for the transferring out and transferring in for the portal tracker. All right, so the top 3 offensive players for this upcoming year that are going to be starters. We got Julian Sayin, who's going to be most likely the key starter for Ohio State as replacing Will Howard. He went 5 for 12 with 41.7%, 84 yards, 7.1 yards average, and 1 touchdown. So he's going to be the key guy for this upcoming year for Ohio State. Then we got James Peoples for running back position with 49 carries, 197 rushing yards, average about 4.0 per carry, and had 2 touchdowns. Then we got freshman Jeremiah Smith. This dude was a straight-up baller. I think he was better than Riley Williams at Alabama. This dude dominated as a freshman wide receiver under Ohio State. Ohio State always has, they are the definition of wide receiver U. A lot of people say LSU is. I say Ohio State. So he has 76 receptions, 1,315 receiving yards, average 17.3 per catch, which is just crazy to think about. And he had 15 touchdowns as a freshman. How this guy didn't win the Heisman, I don't know. This guy was insane as a freshman. And, of course, now we got the top 3 offensive players for Texas. We got Arch Manning, who's going to be the guy, and Texas fans are finally had enough of Quinn Ewers, and of course Arch Manning is going to be the key guy. Had a solid backup season. He played a lot last year because Quinn Ewers was hurt here and there. He had a 61 completions to 90 attempts with 67.8%, had 939 passing yards, averaged about 10.4 per throw, not bad. 9 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He's going to be like the Lord and Savior for Texas if he pans out to be the guy everybody's hyping him up to be. Then we have running back Quintravion Wisner. Had a solid year last year. I think a lot of the players for Texas got banged up last year, and he was the key guy. He had 226 carries, 1,064 rushing yards, averaged about 4.7 per carry, and have 5 touchdowns. A really, really solid year for Wisner right there. Then we have Ryan Wingo, who's going to be the key guy from this year, as Isaiah Bond and, of course, Matthew Golden both left for the draft. He had 29 receptions, 472 receiving yards, averaged about 16.3 per catch, and had 2 touchdowns for Texas. All right, so we got the top 3 defensive players. I don't know how accurate this will be, so if you guys comment down below what you guys think who is going to be the key guys for this upcoming season. This was on OurLads.com, so you guys can go check them out as well. Caden Curry had a good year last year. 22 total tackles, 15 solo, 2.7 sacks, or 2.5 sacks, my bad. He had 2 forced fumbles. And we got linebacker Arvell Reese. He had 43 total tackles, 18 solo, and had 0.5 sacks under his belt. Then we got Sony Styles, had a solid, great year last year, had 100 tackles, 49 solo, 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and of course 5 pass deflections. This dude was all over the field, so it's great for him to be back in the secondary because that they definitely need secondary help for next year. All right, for Texas, not a lot of players from Texas left, so I don't know how accurate this will be, but not a whole lot of stats on defense. But Alex January, who would probably be the key guy for the defensive lineman, had 3 total tackles and 1 solo tackle. Then we got linebacker Ethan Burke. He had 27 total tackles, 17 solo tackles, 2 sacks, 1 interception, plus I guess a pick 6, and of course 4 pass deflections. So really solid year for him. And of course we got Jalen Guilbeau with 58 total tackles, 35 solo, 1 sack, and 3 pass deflections. So there you have it for the top 3 offensive and defensive players for both teams. Then we go to team stats. We got Ohio State with a whopping 263.0, which is ranked 29th in the country. Okay. And of course, rushing yards, not so great, but still okay. Had 166.4 yards of rushing, ranked 60th. Points against their defense was very, very solid last year. Averaged about 12.9 points allowed on defense. And of course, points for, they had 37.2, which is ranked 10th in the nation. So really, really solid for them last year. Total offensive yards, we have 429.4, really solid. Defense, they only allowed 254.6 yards per game, which is really, really good. They only allowed 167 passing yards per game, really good. And of course, 87.6 of rushing yards allowed, which is really solid in my opinion. All right, so lastly, we got the Texas Longhorns for last year's season. Passing yards, they had 278.8, which is ranked 14th in the league. Really, really good. Rushing, not so great, with 158.8, which is ranked 71st in the league. I mean, still not bad, but still not great. But their offense was really solid last year, only having 34.5, which ranked 22nd in the league. Pretty good. And, of course, their defense was incredible last year with only I guess you can say incredible, but pretty good with 15.3, was ranked 3rd in the nation. So I'd say that's pretty solid in my opinion. All right, so we got total offense. We got 437.5 yards per game. Total on defense, not too bad, only allowing 283.7 yards per game. And of course, 173.8 passing yards allowed per game and 109.9 rushing yards allowed per game. So not bad at all on defense. All right, so this, I'm probably going to cause some annoyance for people because it's at Ohio State, and usually you would play the same bet with Ohio State. But I think maybe possibly that Texas wants revenge very badly. And I think that with Ohio State, that have a lot of young guys starting, especially on offense, they lost their star receiver. They lost 2 of the best running backs. They lost Will Howard. So, their offense may struggle against Texas. And I think that Texas, with Arch Manning and Wisner back with the team, and of course, they got some solid receivers coming in as well. I think that Texas will win this game by -3 points, and I think that score is going to be pretty relatable, 27-24. It might be a low-scoring game because both teams, especially the first week, will be sluggish and be tense. I think, I know I'll probably sound crazy because it's at Ohio State, but I really do think that Texas may have the slight edge over Ohio State, but just because they have a lot more veterans on the team compared to Ohio State. Though Ohio State is very good, I think that it'll be a very close game, and Texas may win this one. All right, guys, there you have it. That's my prediction video, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked it. Comment down below who's going to win this game, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about this game, and see you guys next time. Seth Wade here. Peace out.